So, 5 weeks in, over 5,000 subscribers, nearly 300,000 views. These numbers are amazing. I've had to sit with them for a couple of days, and I'm truly grateful. But they mean so much more than just growth to me. For me, it's about direction, a journey that started way before I uploaded the first video. Hey, I'm Les. Welcome back to those who've been following my mixes. If you're new around here, I'll drop a link to the playlist containing all the mixes in the description. Check them out. Music's been part of my life for as long as I can remember. I started collecting records and started to learn how to DJ when I was about 12 or 13. I used to collect all my dinner money, and then whatever I saved at the end of the week, I'd go down to the record shop and then buy whatever I had enough for. I used to be obsessed with house and garage, probably better known as US house and UK garage now, which is why I always finish the mix with a garage track. Actually, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but yeah, I'm thinking about maybe changing it up, finishing on maybe some disco or some breakbeat. I don't know, what do you guys think? Drop your suggestions in the comments. But like a lot of us, I found myself in a place where I was stuck with it. Life and work got in the way, and before I knew it, music took a back seat, and I fell out of love with it. But all this started to change really slowly in 2019. In fact, it was so slow, I didn't even realise it was happening. Well, kind of. There was one pivotal moment that did change my life, but the effect of it was happening so slowly and foundations were being laid deep without me even realising. At the time, I was working as a finance business partner at a prestige comms agency in central London. It was great. I'd been there 5 years. Great job, decent income. I knew exactly where I was going. It was great. Only I was disconnected. There was something missing. I always had this creative itch, and over time that itch got stronger and stronger. I knew I wanted to do it full time, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I tried loads of different skills. I tried photography, I tried filmmaking, I tried so many different things. And the more I tried, the harder it seemed to get. And one day on my lunch break, walking back from the shop, sandwich in hand, this woman approaches me out of nowhere, comes up to me and says, "Oh, I really like your style." I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "I'm casting for a optical brand. I think you'd be perfect." I mean, I didn't actually know what this meant at the time, but sure. So I spoke to her, gave her some details, she took a couple of pictures of me. In fact, this is the picture she took of me. It turned out she was a casting director and casting for Specsavers, one of the leading opticians here in the UK. 2 weeks later, I booked my first ever modelling shoot, and this changed everything. It opened so many doors over the next 5 years. Acting, voiceover work. As scary as it was, I eventually went all in August 24. Gave up a well-respected job, steady income, for a not so steady profession. But it really gave me confidence to really push my dreams. And with that, I fell in love with music again. So uploading that first mix on March 26th meant so much. It was the next step in the journey. So seeing all the numbers, seeing the views, seeing all the likes, the comments, it means so much. But it's more than just the growth for me. It's almost given me a nod to taking that leap of faith. So one of the things I've learned on this journey so far is that big transitions often start quietly, not with clarity, but with discomfort. That sense that something no longer fits, even if you can't see what comes next. So although I had that random but pivotal meeting with that casting director, I still had 5 years of confusion and still trying to find my path. So I was still very much frustrated and in that place until a very good friend of mine sat me down and said, "Les, tackle these 3 things and it will help you move forward without any answers." So I'm going to share them with you. So if you're in that space, maybe they'll help you too. Before we jump into that, just a quick reminder that the next mix will be out on Saturday afternoon and it is dropping at 2:30 PM UK time. The first skill is practical. What are you good at? Doesn't always have to be something new. It could be a skill that's already within you. What would you do for free? What do you think someone would be willing to pay for you to do? Doesn't always have to be new. But having said that, always be open. The thing that got me moving forward was something I'd never considered ever. But I was open to it. The second one was a little bit uncomfortable for me. It was all about my finances. So the first question he asked me was, how long can I sustain myself on my current salary or my savings? So yes, when we had a look through that, that was very uncomfortable. And at times it almost felt impossible. But the first thing I did was go through all my expenses and go through all my subscriptions and cut all the ones that were unnecessary, and there was a lot of them. But there was one that was a bit of a big win for me. It was all my old insurance policies that I'd had for years. So some of them had basically lapsed and I just left them, so they just auto renewed. And shopping around and getting rid of ones I didn't need, I actually saved myself about £300. So I'm here in the UK, so that equates to about $390 maybe in the US, or 350 euros across Europe. So it was quite substantial. The first thing was kind of like a statement actually. He said to me, building a brand, a business, a new career, whatever it is you're building, it's so important to remember that nothing gets built unless you lay the first brick. And I was just like, wow. Like, it was nothing profound, but it just hammered home for me. So I guess the question is, what's your first brick? How can you make that start? How can you build momentum? Doesn't have to be anything massive. What is that first step? I took those three things and I took them on board, and it helped me move forward. And I guess momentum built momentum, and I'm here today. I hope one or all three of those points helped somebody. If you've got any questions, please do drop them in the comments, or you can email me at lesinfocus82@gmail.com. That's lesinfocus82@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.